What's going on today, my fellow degenerates? So today we're going to be talking BFS, or bait finesse systems. We're going to be talking specifically how we can get into BFS on a budget. So a lot of this stuff is new to the market here in the US, and because of that, this stuff can be a little bit more costly. So we're going to talk about some of the gear that I use that's maybe not specifically marketed as BFS specific gear, but works great and will help you guys save a couple bucks. Before we jump into that, I've got a random unboxing, just some random stuff we purchased. Some pertains to today's videos, and some is just random stuff that we had to go ahead and restock on. So we'll run through that really quick, and then we'll jump right into this BFS gear. All right, guys, let's hop right into this unboxing. So we got, I'm actually really excited about these. These are a new bait from Zoom. These are the uni toad. So it says the same body as the old horny toad, but instead of having the two legs, it has one single paddle tail. So I'm pretty excited about this. This is going to be great to use alone with an EWG hook, top water, weedless presentation. I think this would be good on the back of a chatterbait, even though it's intended for top water use. On the back of a chatterbait, I think with that single boot tail, paddle tail, really have some good action. But I'm excited to try. I don't know if this even works, but I'm going to try it here shortly, and I'll probably take you guys along when I do. So I want to Texas rig this with a pegged weight, and if I need to, I can even put a nail weight into the body of the soft plastic, and I want to use this for bed fishing. Bed fishing starting up here in New York, so I'm excited to give this a try in the coming days. Got some top water, just Whopper Plopper 60 size, had to grab one of those, and Sexy Dog Juniors. Another Sexy Dog Junior. Those are the bone and sexy shad colors. Yamatanuki. I'm sure you guys have all heard about these by now. I haven't fished these yet. I'm excited to give these a try as well. Got the good old sleeper gill. People give these things a lot of praise, as well as the dark sleeper. I don't like the dark sleeper at all. Yeah, it really doesn't have a lot of action, in my opinion, and I don't have a lot of great luck on it. We're gonna give the gill a try. This is more realistic to a lot of the forage color-wise for my area, so we're gonna give this one a try before we write these baits off completely. But so far, I think they're kind of hype, but I will let you guys know if this changes my opinion. Googan Crappie Series underspin. These are the 1/8 ounce. These will pertain to today's video. Good old classic Mepps inline spinner. Can never go wrong with these. And you can throw these on BFS gear. I probably won't in today's video. This isn't really for that. I got this obviously for trout. But maybe we could throw this on a BFS gear. You definitely can. We may not. These are for today's video. These are the flashback. Sorry about that, guys. Battery died on me. As I was saying, these are the chatterbait flashback minis from Z-Man. These obviously we fished in today's video. I have not fished these yet. These are the 1/8 ounce, which by some people's standards is probably a little heavy for BFS, but I don't know that these are even marketed as BFS gear. But obviously, we can definitely use them for BFS. And that we will. We got these Z-Man Larvas, Larva Z, I don't really know, whatever. I'm gonna try and throw these on the back of that chatterbait. They might be a little small for that, but we're gonna try and make it work. And just in case they are too small, we got the shad fries as well. Had to re-up on some drop shot hooks. Can also use for some BFS applications. Had to get the micro clutch. I'm a big fan of the clutch from Googan, and this will be fun to fish on some BFS gear, so I'm excited to see what we get on that. And last but not least, a couple tubes. These are net bait. These are the net bait STH tubes with bait fuel. Great bait. And these are the depth cover scat, little JDM bait here. Something you don't see very often. These are the 2.5 inch. I have these in a bigger, I think 4 or 4.5 inch size as well. You'll see these in an upcoming video. I'm gonna be doing a video specifically on JDM baits in the near future, so stay tuned for that if you want to see more on these. These are actually really fun baits to throw, pretty unique. And of course we got some inhaler jig heads, and believe it or not, I'm going to use these. It's not what they're intended for, but I'm going to actually use these in conjunction with the small net baits finesse tubes. It's not what its intended use is, and I actually got this tip, shout out Tactical Bassin. We're gonna see how it works. All right guys, so that just about does it for our unboxing. Just something quick. I'll bring you guys a little bit closer. We'll take a look at what BFS rod and reel I'm using, as well as line. We'll go over some of the gear that wasn't part of this unboxing that I like to use, and then we'll see if we can't put you guys on the chest mount and get on some fish here. For a reel, I'm running the Zephyr. It's upside down, sorry guys. Running the Cast King Zephyr. This was about $60. I bought it open box. I think they're usually around 70. I got it for 60 bucks because I got it open box with nothing wrong with it. And it's a $70 reel. It's plastic, everything's plastic except for the spool. It doesn't have the greatest build quality. That being said, it gets the job done. It doesn't feel loose, it doesn't feel sloppy. It casts surprisingly well. One gripe I have, the tolerances are a little bit off. So that makes it tricky with throwing BFS, because I was running 6-pound braid on here, and the braid is actually so thin that it was finding its way in between, right in here. It was finding its way behind the spool and actually wrapping around the shaft. So that's rather annoying. I've stepped this up. I haven't thrown this line yet. It's a good time to talk about line. I'm gonna be throwing this Suffix Nano braid. This is 14 pound, but it's only slightly bigger in diameter than the 6-pound I was throwing. I'm hoping that it's still small enough, even though it's a higher test. Being nano braids, it's a small diameter. I hope it's still small enough where it won't hinder our castability of our super light baits, but thick enough in diameter where I won't have the same issues with it wrapping around. Obviously, I could go to fluorocarbon or mono, depending on what I'm throwing. And those would be, just by nature, will be a little bit thicker in diameter than the comparable pound test of braid. However, I don't want to switch to a line that's going to have memory. Specifically with these super light BFS baits, that memory is going to really affect your castability. And in my opinion, that will affect your castability more so than having a slightly oversized braid. Just my opinion. I'm still testing, and I'll let you guys know if I'm right or wrong. Let's talk about rod. This rod is super duper budget friendly. I think this rod was about $30, $35. It's also from Cast King. It's the Peregrine 2. And this is a fast action medium light. And it's a 6'7" rod. It's a little bit shorter than I would like. I would like it to be around 7 foot. This is what was available when I went to purchase the rod. I will be upgrading this rod in the future, but for that $35 price point, I have zero complaints. This thing's amazing. I've caught a few fish on here, a couple pound bass. I actually lost it at the bank, but I hooked a decent sized rainbow on this, and it just handles fish well. It feels like nothing's in your hand. The whole combo is very light, and I really like that. But for the price, I think if you're just trying to jump into BFS, this is a great combo to get you started. So let's talk about that. Who is BFS for? I think it's for the guy who maybe has a smaller average size fish in his local bodies of water and wants to, you can catch 2-pound bass all day long. If you're catching them on a 65-pound braid on a medium heavy, you're skiing them in. There's not much of a fight. You hook that same 2-pounder on this BFS gear, buckle up. It's going to be a fun fight. You can fight a 2-pound bass for 5 minutes, and that's why this is fun. Also, if somebody who's just trying to switch it up, explore new options. If you're someone like me, I have better accuracy, and I think I'm faster to get back into the water to follow up with bait casting gear. So I think I'm able to fish more efficiently by being able to toss what I would normally have to throw on spinning gear on a bait caster. So that's why I personally like to fish it. Plus it's just a fun niche to toy around with. That being said, do you need to jump into BFS? Absolutely not. Everything I toss on this, you can easily toss on spinning gear. There's, you know, aside from, unless, you know, some people are more accurate with the spinning gear. So if you're not someone like me, who's quicker and more efficient on bait casting gear, just go ahead and throw it on spinning gear, and honestly, it'll yield you the same results. So unless you're like me and want to get into this mainly for fun, and you're not at the professional level, I don't know that there's much benefit, but let me tell you, it sure is a lot of fun. So if you're wanting to go out there and catch the same average size fish that you do on your normal combos and your normal tackle, this will allow you to have a lot more fun. So now I'll bring you down, we'll go over some of the gear I got, we'll get rigged up, and then we'll hit the water. All right, let's talk about things here. So all this stuff obviously is marketed for what it's marketed for. When you're talking BFS though, a lot of the stuff that comes from the JDM market, where a lot of your support is very expensive still here in the States for what it is. That being said, here's your solution. What does that say right there? Crappie series. Stuff that's marketed specifically as BFS gear is going to be more expensive by default because it's a very niche market. Stuff like this, however, is not as niche here in the States, and it will work perfectly for your applications and save you some dollars. So I like to throw some of my small swim baits like this. Got some divines here, dangled darts, some whales also from 6 cents. Perfect. Now we got the micro clutch we showed you guys. Now here for me is where BFS shines. It allows me to throw baits like these. You got some small Rapala jerk baits here. I forget what these are. These are the shad wraps maybe. I think that's what this is. It's a balsa bait, hybrid bill. You could never throw this on a bait caster. This thing weighs nothing. BFS, no problem at all. These small money badgers, same thing. These are typically spinning gear. No problem at all on BFS. And what do all these baits have in common? None of these. Not one of these is technically a BFS bait. And that's where you're going to save your money. Just buy downsized items that aren't marketed for this niche. Alright guys, we're headed down to the water now. And our goal for today is going to be to catch one on 3 BFS baits. One here on this small chatterbait. One on a Guggen crappie series jig, as well as soft plastic, and one on some type of micro hard bait, either small money badger or micro clutch. A little bit, man, this thing has crazy amount of action. I doubt you guys can see that or see it very well with this glare. There we go. Cast well with no wind. Guys, I gotta say, they really messed up not putting a keeper on these. Mr. Fix It All. I just lost another one, guys. There's one, guys. Can't tell the size. It's one of the beauties of this BFS combo. Everything feels kind of big.
Alrighty. It's our first red-eyed bass, guys. It's a little one of the versions of the smallmouth. Oh, almost just fell everywhere. Oh my god, that was almost so bad. I almost fell. I almost dropped the fish. Little guy, tiny guy, still fun, and that's why we fish BFS. Thanks for playing, bud. And there he goes. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and make the switch to this right here. Throw this micro clutch for a little while. All right, guys, so the mini clutch now belongs to a tree.
All right, guys, it is now day 3 of this BFS little fishing challenge kind of video here. I had to leave the first day due to time. Had to leave yesterday because I had to get my hair cut. By the time I got done with my haircut, it was raining. So here we are. Seems like every time I try to fish one of these challenges or anything like this type of video, all the fish know I'm trying to film a video and don't cooperate. But that's okay. Today we're getting on the yak and we're gonna make something happen.
All right, guys, we're gonna start fishing right here by the launch, and just for a few minutes, we're gonna toss around just because it's already tied up. We're gonna toss around this Crappie Series underspin with Saucy on the back. Oh, well, I'm instantly caught into the plant or something. There we go. Wow, the vegetation got very bad here. This exposed hook is not going to be doing us any justice here. Holy cow. What happened here? This was not like this 2 weeks ago. Wow, this stuff grew fast here. All right, guys, let's make a little move here. See if let's see if the vegetation's this bad everywhere. Because if that's the case, we're gonna have to switch to something weedless. But I have a feeling it's not this bad. The whole way. 2 giant carp right there. And when I say giant, I mean giant. I don't know if you guys can see those in the water. I doubt it. But those are some hefty carp. Look at this guy surface right there too. Right in front of the boat. Man, these big carp are everywhere in here. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys would like to see me come here and do a carp fishing video, because there are certainly some monsters in here, and everywhere you go is just straight hydrilla. This is awful. We're gonna go everybody's favorite weedless finesse tactic and throw a weightless Texas around. But we're gonna do so unconventionally, sticking with today's theme. So morning dawn, half shell, drop shot bait. Alrighty. And if we have to get a weight on here to be able to punch down through, we can do that too, but there's one, guys. What is it? Oh, it was a bluegill. We lost him. It was a little bluegill. More bluegills pecking at me. Can we get something besides a bluegill interested? The world may never know. Look at that carp blowing up. This little corner down here is usually pretty hot, so we're gonna go check out over here. Another giant carp right at the surface. You're about to watch him wake. There we goes. I don't understand. It's really weird. The hydrilla has completely taken over this body, but the clarity is super low, which is weird because usually you see the vegetation take over when the water's gin clear. So I don't really know what's going on in here. It's especially weird being all these carp are in here, but the vegetation is just taking over. But hey, here we are. That's okay. There we go, finally guys. Are we recording? We finally got one. He's got me all wrapped up at the tip. I can't even fight him. Alrighty. Look at that hook job, huh guys? Interesting. Right under his tongue. Alright, let's get the release on this guy. Alright, let's see if we can upgrade the size now. Oh. Well, bluegill came up out of the water hitting it. I don't know if you guys could see that. There we go. Here's another fish. No. Guys. You're a little greedy. Set the hook early. There's another one, guys. Oh, lost that one too. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, of course I wasn't recording. And we got on one. He's wrapping me up in these weeds. Oh, what's he got me wrapped around now? There we go. Ah, there we go, boys. There's number 2 on the day. A little bit better too. Guys, check that out. They absolutely choked this. All right. Yeah, all right. Oh, we got it out. He's not bleeding. And we upgraded our size a little bit. He's got to be about a pound. Let's get him back in the water. He's been out for a little while now. And there he goes. Oh, I don't know. Can't tell if I lost him or not, guys. I think I got him. Oh yeah, I got him. Nope, he came right off, right in front of the boat. Oh my goodness. I lost so many fish today. I need to find a downsized hook. Alright guys, we just made it back to the van. You know, it was alright. We got on 2 fish. Ran out of time for today, unfortunately. And yeah, we got on those 2 fish. And unfortunately, we weren't able to bang out the 3 fish on the 3 baits that we wanted to. However, we did get on 3 BFS fish, so we kind of got there. Today, we kind of got thrown for a loop. We had to switch it up. We didn't really have the right hook to use. I wasn't expecting this place to be so overgrown so early. I didn't think we got to fish something weedless throughout the entire body. So that did change it, but hey, that's fishing for you. That's just how it goes, you know? And that's kind of a real world example of how it goes, you know? Things are not always gonna go as planned, but you can always make do with the gear you do have in the boat or in the backpack if you're spanking the bank. So yeah, it's gonna do it. If you guys like this BFS video and you want to see more, or you guys want to see some in-depth review coming up in the future, let me know. And as a final summary, BFS on a budget, is it worth it? Yes and no. I think it's worth it just if you want to have fun. If you're just trying to be efficient fishing wise and you want to catch some of those bass that are maybe a little too finicky for some of your power fishing presentations, you can go ahead and throw it on ultralight spinning gear. To be honest, I don't personally see a huge benefit to the BFS other than it being a lot of fun. And what I said in the beginning of the video, slowly learning that maybe I'm not more accurate with the bait caster with the lighter lures. I'm still just getting used to the combo, so we'll see if that changes, and we'll definitely still be fishing it because I am certainly enjoying it. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next one.